Hello everyone, this is Dr. E, and today we're going to be talking about sequences and series and how we make it a lot simpler for students who are learning arithmetic sequence, geometric sequence, and summation notation for the first time. Math problems can be a little bit intimidating, especially for not understanding the notations that we are seeing, because most students, when they see letters in a math problems, it gives them anxiety. And the only way to be able to overcome this is to be able to understand the notations and understand what it means, so that I will be able to make it a lot simple for our students to understand sequences and series, which is what we're going to be talking about for our work for today. So sequences and series for students who are doing sequences and series for the first time, you have all the videos for those three problems on the description box down below that you can watch and practice on, so that you'll be able to be more comfortable with dealing with problems involving arithmetic, geometric, and summation notation. So the first thing that I always teach my students is the formula involving the arithmetic sequence. And for this formula, it can be a little bit intimidating at the beginning, but once students understand that they only need the first term and the common difference to be able to find or to execute the general formula of their arithmetic sequence, it will be a lot easier for them to comprehend that this is just all about building formula using this formula or arithmetic sequence that we have here. So it's all about understanding how to use it, when to use it, and how to replace a sub 1 and common difference to construct our formula or the general formula for arithmetic sequence. And if we have arithmetic sequence, we have geometric sequence, and that is the second formula or the second pattern that we have in sequences and series. And this particular formula, the difference between arithmetic and geometric is that in this case, we're now working with multiplication as operation as opposed to addition. And instead of the common difference, we're looking for the common ratio. And the general formula for geometric sequence is right there. A sub 1 is equal to a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1, which is what we're going to be using to differentiate a geometric sequence from an arithmetic sequence. And the third skill that we're going to work on in this topic is the summation notation, which is or can be a little bit intimidating because of how it's written. And some students, when they see letters in an algebra problems, it creates a little bit of anxiety, more so when they're seeing Greek letters. And that is what we're going to be working on in our examples here, how to answer these particular problems in summation notation, which is all about understanding what the notation means and how it works in a math problem similar to number 1. So we have summation of star as our expression from 0 up until 3. So the first thing that we need to do is to set it up. So we have the lower limit of 0, which means we're going to start at 0 and then go up all the way to 3. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 terms that we are going to be adding, starting from 0 all the way to 3. And the expression or function that we are using is this star over here. So we have a star plus a star plus a star plus a star. So the summation of star from 0 to 3 is simply 4 stars. So this is how we communicate in mathematics and make sure that they're understanding the summation notation, so that it can be easily solved similar to problem number 2. Now, our lower limit is at 3 all the way to 5. So we're just going to count the number of terms that we're going to be adding up. So we have 3, 4, 5. So this is 3, 4, 5, which is the lower limit and the upper limit. So we have 3 terms that we're going to be adding, and the function or expression that we have is the constant 5. So we have 5 and 5 and 5 that we're going to be adding up. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 15. So notice that these numbers right here, they're just placeholder. So don't get confused that it's supposed to be a fraction. So it's just a placeholder that we're going to add just like so. So our problem number 2 is equal to 15. And if we have 2n as our function, we'll have 0 as our lower limit and 2 as our upper limit. So 0, 1, 2. So we have 3 terms that we're going to be adding. And this time the function is 2n, 2n, and 2n. And since our lower limit is from 0 up until 2, that means n will be replaced by our upper and lower limit. So this is going to be 0, 1, and 2. So that means we're going to be adding 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 2 plus 4, which is equal to 6. So this is how we work on problems involving summation notation. It can be Greek, but if you're understanding the concept of the summation notation, it's actually really simple. And this is what we're going to be working on for our lesson on sequences and series. So we have 3 of them. We have the arithmetic sequence, we have the geometric sequence, and we have the summation notation that are pretty simple if you're understanding the language of mathematics in terms of these Greek letters that we are seeing. So if you have less an idea on how you make sequences and series a lot more interesting, comment it down below, and we'd love to hear from you. And for our students who are learning sequences and series for the first time, the videos for these lessons are in the description box below, so you can practice and be better in mathematics, because it's all about practice and it's all about understanding how we're supposed to be working on with different formulas for arithmetic, geometric, and the summation notation. So this is Dr. E, and see you again next time. Bye!